Hello, so this will be a quick overview about KwickPOS. So our system is web-based. You'll be able to remotely access it anytime and anywhere. So even if you're at home or at work, anywhere else, you can log in to look at your reports, or if you need to, make any adjustments to your menu, and everything will be in real time. But besides it being cloud-based, we actually have this server that will be there at the location. So this kind of serves as a backup. So in the case that your internet goes down, there is an offline mode that you can enable, so you can still continue running your business as usual. You can still ring up orders, your printers can continue working, and you can still accept card payments. They'll just be stored in offline, and when your internet's back, you can rerun those offline transactions. And the system itself is very customizable, so you can adjust it to your liking as far as the colors, you want to add pictures, moving the buttons around. And we do have a lot of support and training. So all of our support is in-house. We're here located in Houston, Texas, and we're available 24/7. So if you ever have any questions or issues, you can give us a call, but we also set up a chat group using Telegram. So there you can send a message whenever you need. And we do have support in English, Chinese, Spanish, and Vietnamese. And for our features, we do offer online ordering. So we generate a website, our customers can go there, they can place their orders, and they'll just show up directly in your system. And in the case that you already have your own online ordering website, you can go ahead and have it linked. So when somebody goes to your website, if you have like an order now or order here button, that'll just go directly to the Kwik website. And for the marketing tool, so you can create like a mass text campaign or email campaign and just send out different promotions to your customers. We also have gift cards available, so you can have physical gift cards, whether they're generic or you can also get them custom made with your logo. And then we also have a loyalty program, so you can have that enabled and then create different rewards such as free items or discounts off your order. We also have a couple different QR solutions. So for the first one, QR table ordering, you can have that on the table. They can scan it to look at your menu. They can even place their order and pay from their seat. We also have one for online ordering, so you could have that throughout the store or even on your social media just to generate more traffic to your website. And if you guys are really busy and don't have any tables available, you can have one for a wait list. So your customers can scan it, leave their information, and when a table is available, you can send them a text message. And then the last one, the customer review, you could have a sticker throughout the store, or you could also have it print at the bottom of the customer's receipt. So if you have Google, Facebook, or Yelp, they can just place a review on those sites. We also have third-party integration. So if you were to use DoorDash, Grubhub, or Uber Eats, we can integrate them into the system. Instead of having to deal with the tablets that they send you, all those orders will go straight into your system and you don't have to worry about manually entering them in anymore. And if you offer any delivery, we do have two options. If you have your own drivers, we do have a driver management system where they can see the routes. And in the case that you don't have your own drivers, we do have this quick driver feature. So when somebody goes to your website to place an order, if it's within 5 miles, then a DoorDash driver will deliver the food for you. So the charge is just $8.99 per ticket, and you can adjust as far as how much you want to charge your customers that fee. And then for the hardware, so this is our regular set. It's a 15-inch touchscreen computer, and you have the option of getting it together with the receipt printer, the cash drawer, and a credit card terminal, and these are available in black or white. You can also do a tablet or an iPad as a station. This one is a bit more of a mobile option, so you could always take it off the stand and use it to do like tableside ordering. And we also have a duo screen, so customers can see what they're ordering. They can place their pips on there, they can sign on it, and you can also use it for promotional purposes. So you can upload different pictures and have it like a slideshow when it's not in use. We also have different kiosk options. So we have some larger ones like 21 or 27 inch, or if you don't have enough space, you can also do a countertop. And there's also the option of using like a tablet as a kiosk. And for handheld devices, if you would like to receive payment at the table or like in a drive-through, you have the option of the MagTech, which is a mini iPad with the card reader attached. So the interface is just like a station. You can place orders, take card payment, whether it's tap, insert, or swipe. And then for receipts, they can be sent electronically, or you can route it to another station's printer. And then for the A920 Pro, it's the same thing, except it does have a built-in printer. And then the last part for the kitchen, you could always use a kitchen printer, which is an impact printer, or we also have kitchen displays available. These are usually touchscreen, but if you want, you can always purchase a bump bar to just bump the orders off the screen. Today, I will be doing a general demo for KwickPOS. So to start off, if you would like your employees to clock in and out with the system, here at the top when they go to the clock, they'll have to have a login set up in the back office area, but you can either use a passcode or we do have access cards that they can swipe, and there it'll go ahead and record the time, and then there will be a report as well at the end of the day. Right underneath that would be your different order types. So depending on your business, you can always go in and modify them or even get rid of them. So in the case that you do have dine-in, you can go in and select the tables and create your own table map. And if you'd like, there's also the ability to separate them into different rooms and sections. If it's more of a quick service, you can just stick to pickup and to go. For pickup orders, this part here at the top is a little bit different, but it allows you to enter in somebody's phone number and their information in general. We also have a caller ID device. So in the case that somebody were to call in, their information would pop up on the screen and it'll have their information that's saved. If they've also ordered with you in the past, they'll have an order history. So you could always go in and duplicate a past order without having to necessarily ask them. So once you select the one you want to duplicate at the bottom, you'll just hit that button and it'll show up in the cart. When it comes to delivery orders, here you'll be able to do the same thing, except there is a Google map that appears. So if you have any drivers, they will be able to see the route. And you can determine your delivery fees, whether they're based off of a flat fee or distance, or just a percentage in total. And here in the middle would be your actual menu. So currently the categories are on the left-hand side and your items are in the middle. And when it comes to the menu, it is very flexible and customizable. So in the sense that if you want to go ahead and add something into the cart, if it has any modifications, when you press on it, it'll pop up as a window. And as you can see, you can have multiple modifiers at once. You could set up different requirements, or if there's like a minimum and maximum, or even if there's an additional charge to it. So once you select your options, you can go ahead and hit submit and it'll show up in the cart. You can always select the item and it'll take you back to the same window if you need to make any further adjustments. And at the top, there is a special request. So what you can do is you can actually go in the back office and add in more options and then utilize the button. So at the top, you can do more of something, you can do something less. And there's also a keyboard where you can type something in and give it a price. And then once you're ready with your order, if it's more of a dine-in scenario where they're taking their time to eat, you can go ahead and hit enter at the bottom and that would send the order to the kitchen. But if it's more of a quick service where they're just paying at the counter, you can hit pay and that'll take you straight to the payment screen. And currently it is set up with a cash discounting or dual pricing system. So here at the top, you'll be able to see a cash price and a card price. And at the bottom would just be your other forms of payment. So you can add as much as you need. You can either have a button that says card, or if you want to specify Visa, MasterCard, so on. You also have the ability to key in a number if it's maybe over the phone, if you'd like to do any gift card sales or even a loyalty program. This just uses the customer's phone number or email. And on the right-hand side, you'll have other options to modify the ticket. So for example, if you have to go back and edit, maybe you want to add something to the order, you can do so. And once you select your options, you'll just hit update at the bottom. And in this case, if I wanted to go back to that order, I can hit this recall button. So what this does is recall all your orders, and there's a lot of different ways to filter. So you can filter by order type or by station or by user. So once I go and select the ticket, it'll take me back to this payment screen. You also can split checks or combine them. There's no limit. You can do it as many times as you need, and you can either drag an item to another check. You can also split the items themselves evenly down here by entering the amount. And in the case that you have any seat tool enabled, you can do it by seat number. And once you're finished, you'll just hit done here at the bottom. You can also transfer items to another check. You have to transfer any tables or any servers. And when it comes to tips and discounts, here you can enter them in as a dollar or a percentage, or if you'd like, you can also set up different reasons. So in the case that maybe you have like a senior discount or any employee discounts, you can set those up. We also have the ability to do e-receipts. So if they want to receive it by text message or email, you can do that. And with all these buttons here on the right, you can set up different permissions for your employees. So depending on what kind of role that they have, if you don't want them to have access to Void, for example, it'll prompt a manager passcode as needed. And underneath every ticket here on the left-hand side is a note section. So this will record the time, the user, and the action. So anytime they do anything, it'll have a record. So if I go back to the home screen, I'll have other options here in the middle, and these are other types of tools that you can enable depending on if you would like them to be there or not. So if you were to do any online ordering or even third party such as DoorDash, Grubhub, or Uber Eats, all the orders will come in through here. And what it'll do is it'll prompt the orders here at the top, and you'll be able to see the customer's information or the order itself. And with the online ordering, we do generate the website. So in the settings, you can always go in to either turn it off, or if you need to adjust your pickup and delivery times. This credit button here is where you'll be able to see all your card transactions. So in the case that you have to go back and add your tips later, you can just select the transactions, adjust your tips, and hit save. So at the end of the night, when you do have to batch, it can be set to automatic, or you can do it manually. We also have the offline mode in here. So in the chance that maybe your internet is acting up or is having issues, it is something that you'll have to manually turn on. So it just requires a manager passcode. And once you have that enabled, you will be able to continue running everything as usual. And when your internet's back, right next to it, there's this run offline button. So what you'll do is hit that, and it'll run all your offline transactions at once. So it'll then let you know if the transactions were able to go through or not. And under tools, you have other types of features. So if you needed to do any refunds, you can do it by cash, card, or gift card. We also have the gift card tool itself. So you can sell them, you can check their balances, get reports. We also have the layout tool. So this allows you to customize the menu. You can move the buttons around. There's different fonts and colors that you can choose from. You can also add pictures. And this user report is where your employees will have their end of day report. So at the end of their shift, they can go in and see how much they had as far as total sales, their tips, whether they're cash or card, what's owed to them or what's owed to the house. And then they have the option to print these out. We also have the sold out tool. So if you decide to do any inventory or quantity control, you have the ability to quickly 86 multiple items at once, and those will actually be synced up with your online ordering menu. This cash count tool is more so if you do utilize cash drawers. So at the beginning of the shift, whoever's in control of the cash drawer can go in and put in the amounts that they have. And once they hit submit, it'll go ahead and add it to that user report and actually print out a slip with the amounts that they entered. So that on the user report, it'll actually let you know the person, the station, the time, and the amount that they started and ended with, so they can see if there's any discrepancies. And here in the back office is where you'll have access to all your reports, or if you have to make any adjustments to the system. So the dashboard just gives you different graphs and charts throughout the day, such as like hourly sales, average ticket sizing, different payments and orders. But you can go into the reporting tab to view more specific information. And your sales report will be your end of day report. So the summary portion will break down everything, but there's more options here on the left that you can choose to view at the same time. And when it comes to your reports, you can adjust the times and the days, and you have the option to either export or to print. There's also an item sales report. This will let you know how much you sold of each item individually. You'll be able to see it by category and even the modifications. And at the top, it'll list what your top 10 best sellers are. There's also the clock-in report. So when your employees clock in and out, it'll go ahead and show their times. You can put how much they earn per hour, and that'll calculate it for you. And it also includes their credit card tips. And if you need, you can always go in and edit their times if they ever forget to clock out or things like that. And in this inventory portion is where you can put in all those quantity amounts. So whatever you have in here will actually be synced up on the menu, and it's just a simple countdown. Here in the menu area is where you can go in and make adjustments. So if you would like to add something new, you can go here to the top and just enter in the item name, the price. There are different units, so if you need to do it by maybe by weight or by time or just in general, you can assign it to a specific category, also what type of printers it'll print at, the quantity for the inventory, and a scheduling tool. So if maybe they're only available certain days of the week, or if there's different specials going on, you can add in pictures or a description. And when it comes to the modifiers, when you select this, it'll list all your current modifier groups. So you can just attach the ones that you would like. And once you're done, you'll hit save. You can also control if you want your items available online or not. Same thing with the QR table ordering, or if it's just available or not for sale on the POS. And when it comes to customers, this will have all your customers' information saved. So if the person is opted in, you can utilize the marketing tool to send a text campaign or an email campaign. And if you do have the loyalty enabled, you'll be able to see the amount of points that they have accumulated. Under employees is where you'll be able to see all their logins. So here you'll just need to put a name, a passcode, or if they're using the access card, there's no limit as far as how many numbers the passcode can be. And then when it comes to the position or the role of the person, you can go in and choose those or add in more if you don't see the one that you would like. And we do have the option to receive different reports emailed to you every day if you'd like to have that feature, or in the sense that maybe your employee does like a discount or a void, you can select if you would like to receive a real-time alert when that happens. And under permissions is where you'll see all the options that you have to control as far as what your employees can do. So just depending on the type of role that they have or individually, you can go and check in what kind of access they'll have. So for example, if they're allowed to see reports, touch the cash drawer, close tickets or discount amounts, there's a lot of different ones that you can choose from. And under apps, these are some additional features that we have. So for example, the apps insight kind of gives you an overall as far as what are your best sellers, which ones are underperforming. So this will really help improve your menu overall. We also have the loyalty program. So here you can, once you have it enabled, you can determine what kind of order type it'll apply to and how much your points are worth. And then the rewards can just be either money off the order, or you can set up, maybe they'll get a free item after a certain amount of points. And under setup is mostly your business information or your hardware. So if we were to go into the printer settings, when you edit the printer, you can go in and actually view what the receipt will look like. So this allows you to customize it. For example, you can either add your logo. There's different fonts and headers that you can choose from. And we also have a dual language option. So if you do have set up maybe Spanish as your second language, you can print both English and Spanish on the ticket. And when it comes to your kitchen area or just throughout the store, if you do have multiple stations, you can go to item selection and route which modifications and items will be sent to which specific printer. And then when it comes to like your dining area, this is where you'll be able to create your table layout under room and table. So once you select a square, it allows you to name it. You can put how many guests can sit there and choose a shape. And there, those will reflect on your dine-in area. And then under the advanced portion is where we have all the different settings and features. So as you can see, there's a lot of different options. And if you need, when you click on them, it'll just give you a brief description of what the setting does. And there's a lot more here as well.